More reports coming out saying Andre Onana is not wanted at Manchester United. Ruben Amorim does not see him as part of future plans. And Onana's stance is pretty much if he's not wanted, he will go. Now, one thing that's really heating up is this interest from Saudi in Onana. And while Onana doesn't necessarily want to leave United, if he feels he's not wanted, he will accept these Saudi offers, according to reports. We're also going to talk about a couple other transfer news and stories on Branthwaite, Dibbling, James Trafford. But will those three names solve issues at Manchester United? Are they the right kind of signings to make? And I think the answer to that is it depends who else you sign with them. We're also going to talk about Frimpong because Frimpong is the right kind of signing to make. Frimpong would be amazing. And Roger Fernandez, because there's more indications to suggest we're moving away from right wing back. Maybe Ahmad will play right wing back, which I don't mind in some games. But I think with Ahmad's quality, you want him in the 10 a little bit more. So I do think we need a right wing back. So we're going to talk about that and everything going on. So hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news roundup. Every day I do a video rounding up all the latest Manchester United news in 10 minutes, while also telling you how credible the news is, other context to the news, other stories that relate to the news, and more. So you're all up to date and everything you need to know in regards to Manchester United. Starting with the first story on Onana. There is serious interest in Andre Onana from the Saudi Pro League, with Manchester United willing to listen to offers for him. Ruben Amorim is not against selling Onana, who has been unsettled at United for a long time. Now, I am going to say there are mixed reports coming in on Onana from different sources, but the Muppeteers and a lot of sources lately have been suggesting Onana may be unsettled, United open to selling him. There is some truth in this story. There is something going on, but maybe the media is making it a bit bigger than it actually is. And now Alex Crook, interestingly, actually sort of broke the story yesterday that Trent had agreed to join Madrid, and then Ornstein and Fabrizio then later got on it. So he's, got some credibility there as a journalist. There is interest in Onana, and there is interest from the Saudi Pro League. There's about 10 different sources that have said that now. We also know from the Muppeteers and many other sources, Ruben Amorim is open to bringing in a new goalkeeper. The priority is striker. We also want a 10. We also want a centre-back. We also want a midfielder that can play in the pivot. But they do want a goalkeeper. And the priority of right wing-back seems to have moved to goalkeeper recently. And maybe that's because Onana hasn't been the most convincing in recent games since Amorim's come in. I was really praising Onana back in September, back in October, back in April, May, because after the Champions League, he was quite good for about a solid 9-10 months. And I think when Amorim's gone in, he's dropped off a bit, and the kicking the ball away for a keeper that we brought to help play out is frustrating. When he saves the ball, he can push it into opponents. It was also said the Saudi Pro League have shown interest in Manchester United goalkeeper Onana, and according to Graham Bailey, the Cameroon star would be open to moving to the Middle East. So this is where it gets interesting. We've got talks about interest in Onana. We've got more sources talk about interest in Onana from Graham Bailey, and again him saying Onana would be open to moving to the Middle East. We've then got Rob Dawson saying Onana tends to stay at Man United, so take with that what you will. Even if he receives an offer from Saudi Arabia, he will only consider leaving if he's told he's surplus to requirements. The Muppeteer said United have made signing a new goalkeeper a priority. Andre Onana leaving is becoming more possible with United looking at keepers. So, from all of these stories, it says to me, Onana doesn't plan to leave United, but if he finds out he's not wanted, he will take that offer from Saudi. But as of now, he'd rather stay at United than go to Saudi. But he's looking more and more like maybe Onana isn't wanted. Let's dive into this story. Manchester United are considering signing a new goalkeeper as part of their summer rebuild, whether that be as a potential number one or an understudy to Onana. I'll tell you this now, we will sign a goalkeeper this summer, but that could be a Bayandi replacement, that would probably be a Heaton replacement. Will it be an Onana replacement? It depends on if Onana goes and how much money we get for him and how much money we have, because I think the Onana situation is United are open to selling him and bringing someone in, but also I think goalkeepers maybe 5th or 6th on the list of priorities after striker, after 10, after centre back, after pivot player. United might not do that unless we've got the funds to do that. So, what the United Muppeteers said on their YouTube live stream today, of course, go check out the Manchester United Muppeteers on YouTube for all the detail. But the United Red Report and people online give a little bit of a summary of things that they spoke about. But if you want all the detail, go check out their YouTube channel. But they again said United are very interested in Tyler Dibbling and that Wilcox likes him. This was reported earlier by other sources. Wilcox was at Southampton, worked with Dibbling, familiar with Dibbling, they like Dibbling. Now, we obviously reported earlier the 100 million price tag on Dibbling. 40 million or less for Dibbling, I'd take it, but I'd take it only if we bring in experienced tackles as well. Dibbling is great. Dibbling's got a great potential. You sign Dibbling for under 40 million and you sign another 2 attackers that are more experienced, fantastic business because Dibbling can play right wing back, he can play 10. He's fantastic. But Tyler Dibbling, 50, 60 million on a kid, I wouldn't do. We've done that with Hoyland. We've already got kids in Garnacho and Maino, I wouldn't do. United like Branthwaite, we've known that for a while, and the goalkeeper situation is fluid. They mentioned James Trafford, who I believe is Newcastle bound, and Le Mans as potential names. There's also been links to Joan Garcia. There's also been links to the Lille keeper as well. I tweeted this. I'm a big fan of Dibbling and Branthwaite. Even Trafford has great potential in my opinion. But right now, I don't look at them and think, yeah, those 3 signings will take United back nearer the top next season. At the moment, we need more proven players. We've already got plenty of youth. We need leaders. Of course, bringing in 1 or 2 youth talents would still be great, and I get that it's harder to attract top players given our current position, so we might have to go with younger players. But if I had the choice, I'd go for Mbeumo over Dibbling right now. With today's pro, Mbeumo even might be cheaper. I would be happy if we signed Branthwaite at Dibbling, but how happy I would be depends on who we sign. Like, back 4 last season, Branthwaite's brilliant. But I look at United and I think if you sign a Dibbling, that's absolutely fine. But if you signed a Dibbling, a Rigg, a James Trafford, a Branthwaite, I'd be a bit more and a Delap. Then I'd be more concerned that we signed a lot of young players from lesser clubs with a lack of experience, with a lack of leaders. But if you sign a Dibbling, but then you also sign a Gyökeres and a Cunha, good business. You sign a Schlotterbeck, good business. If you signed Stiller, Schlotterbeck, Cunha and Gyökeres, and then Tyler Dibbling, and then Chris Rigg, for example, that's really good business. But if you just sign the youngsters and then go, well, we'll add the lap to that, we'll have Dibbling as the 10, the lap as the striker, Branthwaite is the centre-back, Trafford is the goalie, Chris Rigg is the midfielder, I don't look at those and go, they're ready to take United from bottom half of the table back into that top 4. I think they're great players with great talent, but you've got to have the right blend of youth talent. So 1 or 2 signings could be, like, one signing could be under the age of 20, another signing could be 22 or younger, but I think the other 3 signings have got to be in that 23 to 26 age bracket. So we need 3 signings that are going to get right into the first starting 11, that are going to stay fit and that are going to suit the system and improve us. I think Dorgu is a younger player, but he already gets into starting 11 and improves us. We need at least 3 players that we look at and we say they will start. There's like Dibbling could probably start, Branthwaite could probably start, but we need 3 players that I'm like, they will start. Now, talking of players that will start, I think a right wing back could start over Delo because I think Delo's a good player, but he doesn't suit the right wing back role. So what was said on Roger Fernandez? An inside source has told Sean Connolly about a possible deal for Roger Fernandez. Roger is ticking the vast majority of boxes. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ended up in Manchester. Now, the constant links to Fernandez has followed, obviously knowing that Kender's going to Chelsea. I think with Roger Fernandez, again, I'd have to watch more of him, but he's played left wing, right wing, left back. I think he could be a very good fullback option under Ruben Amorim, offer something different, but I'd have to see more of him. But I like the little bits that I've seen of him, and I think it could be a good signing. But you know who'd be a great signing? Frimpong. Manchester United have held talks with Jeremy Frimpong's camp in recent weeks. Are we linked to Frimpong because it makes so much sense and it's an easy story to write? Maybe. There's been 2 or 3 sources since the Kender deal went that's basically said we're in for Frimpong. Other sources are saying we're not prioritising right wing back, and those sources are like Romano. So that's my only fear. Are we being linked to him because we want it to happen rather than it could happen? But 2 years ago, we almost signed him, and he's a wing back. It makes more sense to sign Frimpong now than it would have 2 years ago because he suits a back 5. And I saw this tweet by Waco and I wanted to include it. He said Frimpong at right wing back and a pure technical right 10 Ahmad could be key. Frimpong provides the outlet, the width, the pace. He's the runner that with actual final third quality we've been lacking. I tell you this now, right wing back needs to be a priority because I think actually having a proper left wing back in Dorgu and a proper right wing back in Frimpong is the key to Amorim's system. I think they drive the ball at the pitch more. The strikers and the 10s will automatically get more service. And because of that, we should score more goals. We just need that ruthless maybe player up top to be more clinical because I think Bruno's the only player with the reliable ball striking. Last but not least, we're going to get into these stories. Fabrizio Romano said this on his YouTube channel. Sancho would love to stay at Chelsea. And Chelsea aren't planning to activate the break clause. Good. Let's hope it stays that way. Villa are happy with Rashford, but they haven't decided to activate the buy option yet, and some haven't considered it yet. They're going to decide at the end of the season, which makes sense. I think 40 million is a good price for Rashford. I think they were apt on that. And there is also other talk coming in about United's interest in Yildiz being one to watch. Anyway, people, thank you for watching today's 10-minute roundup. If you did enjoy today's video, feel free to hit the like button and, of course, subscribe if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.